Hi, Dutch Revenboer of the Dream Home team at Flatiron Realty Group. Today I want to discuss various options that you have when selling your home that may be unfamiliar to you. Now, almost everyone knows they can put their home on the market with a listing broker or try and sell it FSBO, for sale by owner, for a price. At closing, you receive cash funds for the full price minus any debits or liens and closing costs. We'll call that a retail cash sale, since you get cash even if the buyer uses financing. Now, most sellers prefer this method as they need cash to help with the purchase of their next home, with the funds going towards down payment and closing costs. But let's say you don't necessarily need all that cash at closing, or selling outright is a taxable event. Let's discuss a few options that might, and I say might, actually make you more money in the long run. Many sellers have a property that doesn't sell for one reason or another, decide to simply turn the property into a rental, and they become a landlord. The upside to this is that you have an appreciating asset where the tenants are paying most or even all of the underlying mortgage. So in effect, the tenants are paying down your loan while hopefully the value of the property is going up. The downside to this strategy is that you become a landlord. And to be honest, many people are simply not cut out for that. While there are some very good tax advantages to owning rental property, there are some downsides as well. A long-term vacancy may put you in a financial hardship. Getting bad renters that damage the property or skip out without paying, or even worse, having to evict them, can be a real trauma. And remember, in most cases, the home will never be as good a shape as it is before you started renting it out. So you may need to factor in rehab costs in the future if you decide to sell later for cash. Now, in my opinion, one step above the simple lease is the lease option. This is sometimes called a lease purchase or a rent-to-own. The typical program is that you collect a much larger deposit, usually anywhere from 3 to 10% of the sales price, which is used as a down payment when the tenants arrange for permanent financing. There's usually two agreements in place, a standard lease agreement and an option agreement. This gives the tenant the right, but not the obligation, to purchase the property at a predetermined price within a specified time frame. The upside to this strategy is that you get a sizable security deposit up front, which is rarely refundable. However, it will be used as a down payment and deducted from the sales price should the renters exercise their option. In addition, you maintain ownership of the property and the benefits of that. Last, people purchasing on this type of program tend to take better care of their property as they feel they are buying it. The downside is you have less control and you're still a landlord. Plus, you may not profit from any appreciation of the property. If your paperwork and agreements are not ironclad, you might have to refund the down payment, or worse, have to foreclose to repossess the property if the tenants default. The last option is to sell the home with owner financing. This is done either on a note and a mortgage or a contract for deed. In both cases, you become the bank. The buyers have all the rights and privileges of ownership, and you are not a landlord. The main difference between these two is in the note and mortgage, the buyers actually go on title. Both of these offer opportunities to sell the home for full price or maybe even a bit more, plus you can actually make considerable income on the interest over time. On a note and a mortgage, the buyers do go on title. This could present you with some risk if the buyers get any liens or judgments against them, as these very well attached to the property. The contract for deed eliminates this risk, as the buyers are not on title and any liens or judgments against them cannot attach to the property. One real advantage to this type of owner financing is the tax advantage of selling on an installment sale. You only have to claim the income collected in any given tax period instead of the entire sales price being taxed in one period. The other advantage is that you are not simply a landlord. You're simply the lender and not obligated for any repairs. The downside is if the buyers do default, you must foreclose in order to repossess the home, unless you can work out a deed in lieu of foreclosure with them. If you'd like to learn more about these options, I'd be honored to talk to you about them. My name is Dutch Revenboer, and I am a realtor and an advanced home marketing specialist. My one and only goal is to help you achieve your goal of getting your home sold as quickly as possible and for the most money. Just give me a call at 405-590-6563 or visit my website at www.dreamhomesokc.com. Thanks for watching. Please let me know if you found it useful. I appreciate any feedback. And again, thanks and have a magnificent day.